Alright, so the reason why I made the chutney is because it goes well with the dish I'm about to prepare. It's called Kachin or Kachin, I don't know how to pronounce it, curry chicken. It's spelled K-A-C-H-I-N. I don't know, looking at I may have misspelled it already, but I'll spell it right in the description. What it takes is well, this is where you actually use your mortar. I'll have to show you how to do it because it's kind of new to me. I've made this recipe once, it came out pretty good. Reason why I'm getting into Burmese food is it's really weird. A friend of my girlfriend's, a family friend, she's a travel agent. She really wants to go to Burma. She's never been, she's a travel agent, now she wants to go. And so for Christmas, someone is like, oh, I want to taste what Burma is, so let's get Nick a cookbook on Burmese food. So now I'm learning Burmese food. Hey, if you want to try anything crazy, just tell me how to make it. I'll make it to the T as if you were there. Alright, some ingredients are hard to find, but I do live in Los Angeles. I can usually find everything I need. Travel for it, but you know, I can find it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the chicken washed up. We need to cut that puppy up. It's a whole chicken into 15 small individual kind of bite-sized pieces. Alright, see you. Alright, so this is going to be how to cut up a whole chicken. How to cut up a whole chicken without no damn shears. I don't know where the fuck my damn shears went. I swear, I don't know where people put my stuff. Sometimes it drives me freaking nuts. Kind of a slightly anal about that, you know. I have places, I know where my stuff should be. And it's not there. I know it because I didn't put it away. So I got to resort to good old meat cleaver. Does the job well. I didn't put chicken pieces in. Don't worry, I just washed it up. Good as new. Now you don't want to fuck up the skin on this. Excuse my language. I need to stop cursing. You don't want to mess up the skin on this. You want it. It's going to help hold the, you know, the juices inside the meat as it cooks. This gives you a nice good color if you don't have the skin on it. You know, it's worthless. No, people like it that way. Anyway, let's get this chicken cut up. And I've cut a lot of chickens in my life. I refuse to buy cut up chickens in the grocery store. They're more expensive. You see how easy this is? Look how quickly I just butchered this chicken. Doesn't take much time. The only thing you gotta do after you butcher it, such as this, is wash it again. Alright. Now I'm actually going to do something I'm also against. Throwing away the back. I usually, you know what, I got some freezer bags. I'm against throwing away chicken backs because they're great for stocks. And a Ziploc in the freezer. Use it when I need it. Next time I make stock. Alright, so this is where you're going to need the cleaver. You need to break through this bone right here. It's a pretty hard bone. So just kind of stand back a little bit. There you go. Not a perfect straight cut, but it will do. Oops. Now to get this chicken into 15 pieces, probably I'm trying to figure out where am I going to get 15 pieces. Breast, 4 pieces. Thighs, 3 pieces. Legs, 2 pieces. Wings, 2 pieces. Alright, so first what I'm going to do is go ahead and just, once again, being careful with the skin, makes a couple pre-cuts. Right here's cartilage. You can finish the cut. Alright, good. This piece has a nice bone in there. Let me see if I can get them up. Yeah, I can't get through that. Alright, so meat cleaver. Stand back. I gotta get good at cleavering. And you can do this with shears if you can find them in your kitchen. Alright, so there's 3 pieces right there. Kind of big. I might actually cut these again. You want to try to keep everything similar sizes because you want it to cook at this, evenly over. So, yeah. Okay. So we got 4, 5, 6 wings. You just want to get that little drumstick off. Drum looking drumstick right off. Alright. Oh, I also like to remove these. There's no need for this. There's no viable meat. Come on, mofo. How those Chinese people do it? No offense, but you guys clear the shit out of chicken in no time. Alright. Bit. Again, being cautious of the skin because you want that intact. You don't want to do a bad butcher job on it. There we go. Should I try it again? Oh, there we go. Just gotta know where the cartilage is at. Alright, thighs and legs. Alright, so the bones. Come on. So you see where the skin is set different, a little thinner, thicker. Your cartilage is right about there, or lower. Mofo. There we go. All right. Really wish I had shears. Chopped. All right. So, once again, I gotta go through this bone with the cleaver again. Remember, I want to get 2 pieces out of these legs. You know what? These are called shears too, for the garden. What do you know? That piece looks like shit. Alright, let's get the skin. You want to keep the skin intact. I'm just going to trash that. That don't look so pretty. Alright. For the thighs, there's a bone that runs down through the thigh right here. What you want to do is you just want to go ahead and separate that in half. And the reason why I'm keeping the bones add flavor to your food. Well, that's a pretty good piece. I'm going to do the thighs in 2. Don't worry too much about that. Okay. Once again, use my garden shears. Works like a damn charm. What if I use my actual shears, to tell you the truth? 'Cause I sharpen my garden shears more than I do my cooking shears. Being mindful of the skin. Of that before. Okay. I don't have to go buy his new shears. Alright. Thighs. Just gonna go ahead and take this little piece off. It's a good piece. Alright. That's a good piece right there too. Alright, well, that's all the chicken. See how many pieces you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I only ate 15. I got 17 somehow. I even threw one away. I've got 18 pieces. Yeah, when you get 18 pieces in a bucket of chicken, you don't complain. But when you get 18 pieces when you meant for 15, when you're cutting your own damn chickens, you gotta wonder who's following directions here, huh? Oh yeah. Remember, wash them again. There's a lot of bone shards, I'm sure of it. Alright, now the chicken's all rinsed and wrapped up, drying, getting dry. What I'm going to do is you're going to go ahead and just place these all into a Ziploc bag. You should get your marinade together and you just pour your marinade right in here and coat it. Let it marinate for a good hour. You don't have to let it marinate. I like it that way though. Alright, so for the marinade, nope, doesn't need beer, that's for chef. Ground coriander seeds, salt, fresh ginger, 4 dried chilies, these are from the garden as well, these are cayennes, and some scallops. You also need some green onions and a little bit of water. You mix your paste with water and then you add it to your chicken to marinate. There's a couple other things that you add to it as well, but I'll show you as they're needed, such as green onions. And the chutney is a top there. That's why it's made already. Alright, be right back. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, since I'm running out of battery power, I'm going to add the ground coriander seed. I did 1.5 teaspoons. Turmeric, I did 2 teaspoons. When I chopped up the garlic and also chopped up the ginger and the peppers. So you want 2 tablespoons of the garlic. Let's see. I'll end up using that all. Ginger is really what you want to measure out because this becomes very overpowering. So let's get exactly 2 teaspoons of ginger. I'm going to add all these dried chilies in there. 4 like a helping as well. Alright, and I'll go ahead and grab the rest of this garlic. I'm not about to waste any garlic. Alright, looking good. Alright, put this on, on the cutting board. You're going to make a mess. At least I know I probably will. More pestle. This is how it works. Old school. I'm just going to keep on doing this until it's a paste. Alright. I'll show you how it looks afterward. Alright, so there you have it. Not talking to you. Girlfriend. Yeah. She always thinks I'm talking to her. I don't want to talk to you. Alright, so this is the paste now. I added just 2 teaspoons of water just to get it a little flowing. And I forgot last time I did this recipe, I forgot to actually just do the peppers first because they don't break down once you get them, saturated in the paste. Alright, so a little tip from me to you, ground chilies first. I got it well coated. Right, into the fridge for an hour to marinate. One more thing. Do not wash with soap. Okay, just rinse it out. Give it a nice wipe. No soap. Okay, flavors that are in there. Just don't wash with soap. Alright, so I had to do a voiceover. The girlfriend was tired of me talking to the camera while she was watching her TV shows. I was interrupting her. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this started. Started off with 3 or 4 inches of water in the metal pot. Turned it on high just to get it up to temperature. But you're not going to cook it on high. I'm just doing it just to warm it up. Alright, so first what you need is you need to use the original steamer tray that came with the pots because it fits on there, perfectly. The other set I have, I'm going to put on top of this one was too large, so I'm just going to use this as kind of like a fitting or like a 3/4 to a 1/4 inch fitting. Alright, so you go ahead, so this is the larger one, and to my surprise, it got right on there, it fit perfectly. Let's go ahead and just push it on there. Yep, and you need a bowl. This is really odd. I reread this recipe 100 times trying to figure out what the hell it meant putting a shallow bowl in your steamer. Anyway, what I figured out is you need a little bit of space around the sides so the steam can travel up around the bowl. But it has to be shallow enough where you can put the second tier on, and shallow enough if you're just doing one tier for the lid to fit on without losing any steam. So no cracks, no gaps between the two pieces. On the first layer, on the first tier, what I did is I did all the dark meat, the wing drumsticks, the wing, the thighs, the leg drumsticks. Always trying to maneuvering the skin so that it stays on there. After vigorous shaking in the bag, I busted a lot of the skin off, which is fine. Seasoning on the marinade got into the meat, which is what you want. The recipe actually calls for removing the skin and then placing it back on. So you cut it in your 15 pieces, you remove the skin from the 15 pieces, and then you put the skin back on the 15 pieces after it marinades, which I thought was completely freaking odd. I'm like, there's a lot of weird. This cookbook that I got was not written properly. I find myself running into a lot of that. Julia Child's, I think it's called. No, it's not The Joy of Cooking. It's a 2-part series, horribly written. Great information, just horribly written. Index doesn't even match with the content. So if you're looking at the index, turn to page 213. It's not exact. It's not what it says in the index. It's supposed to be. It's just horribly written. Same with this book. Alright, so I got all the pieces in there. It's okay if they're touching, no problem, because the steam is going to circulate throughout the entire chamber. So you don't have to worry about overcrowding. Now the top one, same thing. Yep, I got 2 matching bowls. Actually, I got 6 of these. And go ahead and put your white meat on top. It doesn't matter which you do at the top, white meat, top, dark meat. It's just the way it happened for me. I knew I had more dark meat pieces than white meat, so I wanted to fit as many as I could on the bottom tier and leave the top just for breast in case I had to, toss some chicken in the refrigerator and just, cook it up another time. So another suggestion I want to make is these bowls fill up with a lot of juice, a lot of curry juice, tons and tons of flavor. What I did is I used a turkey baster, and I put a little pan next to this pot on the stovetop and just allowed it turkey base sucked all the juices out, even took off the second tier and did the same thing with the dark meat bowl and pulled all those juices out so it wouldn't go to waste. Heated it up, make sure it's sanitized, cleaned, and poured it right on top. I basted the chicken with it. Of course, there was more juice when it was done cooking. Poured that right into the pot, used it as baste in a dipping sauce. It was freaking excellent, rocked on, delicious. I will definitely do it the exact same way I have done it, and you see how I'm doing it here again and again and again. This recipe was fairly simple. It looked a little intimidating because the book sucked, but the flavors were all there. Alright, go ahead and toss the lid on. This is going to cook for a total of 1 hour and 35 minutes. You want to do 45 minutes on medium high. And then you want to check the water. Your water will be low and your bowls will be full of juice. So you want to go ahead and remove the juice. And since you're going to remove the first tier to get access to the second tier, it's a good time to add another 3 to 4 inches of water. 2 cups of water is sufficient. So, and then turn it back on, medium high, for another 45 minutes, and your chicken will be done. I guarantee you. All that steam, all that heat is going to cook everything perfectly. An instant read thermometer is going to give you a false reading because the steam is really high, it's boiling temperature. What you're going to have to rely on is it's shreddable. Okay. Upcoming some pictures.